Let me thank you for agreeing to sit down and talk with me.
You're welcome.
And we'll just start off, and we do this kind of not like an interrogation or a question and answer thing, but more like a conversation.
Yeah.
So to start off, before you joined the Army, what were you doing for a living? What did
Before
you do?
I joined the Army? Well, I did several things. I was a newspaper boy. I was out to the newspaper. That's when I was born in Virginia. Around Plains, Virginia. I was a young boy then. I was about 14 years old. And I used to help odd jobs around the town. I helped guys in stores and go down and pick up the delivery from the railroad station at the Plains, Virginia. See, they had a truck stop and deliver to the stores and something. That stuff would come up through the railroad and drop them off at the station. But I'd go down and pick it up from them with my wagon. I was about 14 years old. I had a wagon, dragged about 3, 4, 5, 6 packages at that time. And the 3 stores that I used to pick up for the hardware store, drug store, and the dry goods stores. And they had another grocery store there and a post office. That was all they had there.
Yeah.
So when I got older, I used to go to school. I used to do that stuff on the Saturdays and evenings after I get home from school. And that's all I did until I got to the Army.
Mm-hmm. Now, did you enlist in the Army, or did they draft you in?
I was drafted. I was drafted in, I forget the date, 43, November, late September or early November. I forget which one. It was I know it was either late September or early November 43. That's when I got drafted.
Okay. Now, where did you take your basic training?
Basic training camp in New Orleans, Louisiana. Camp, what was the name of that camp? Camp something, New Orleans, Louisiana.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, how did you find...
When I got drafted, they sent me to a camp over in Maryland. I forget the name of it. Camp over in Maryland. Can't think of the name right near Law, Maryland. Old camp. And they sent me to Camp Lee, Virginia. So that's where I left from Camp Lee to New Orleans.
Okay. Now, how did you find the transition from being a regular civilian into the Army? How did that work for you?
It worked great for me because I've been wanting to get down. I wanted to go down and enlist before I got before they sent for me, you know. Yeah, but my mom kept me back because I had 3 other brothers. They had gone, and Mom helped me there as long as she could. But Dad, he was asking for me to go because he was old World War I. He says, "Okay, let the boy go." So she cried, and she wouldn't let him send me. So I waited until I got drafted. I was last of my brother and father had 4 boys, and I was the last of the boys. So to get drafted, that was in 43.
Okay. Now, when did you become a member of the 12th Armored Division or and the 17th Armored Infantry?
Well, after I finished my basic training in New Orleans. When I left New Orleans, then I was shipped overseas up to England. Yeah.
Now, what can you tell me about your first combat experience?
My first combat, where was it at? Well, we had training in France. What's the name of that place in France? And we received a lot of combat experience doing training in France. And we was ready when we left France. because we had all of the guys who just came back from, they were our trainers. And they had us ready. They told us when we left there, he said, they told us that we were sure that 80% of you guys would be back because you're ready to go. And they had just came back from up front, and they did most of our combat training.
So, your actual life in the field and the push across Europe, how did you fare? How did you find it?
How I found it?
Hmm?
I guess I found like all the rest of the guys. I never had no fear or anything. I never had no fear from the beginning. And I think we had a pretty good group, felt the same way. So I had no fear at all.
Mm-hmm.
No.
Some of the combat actions of the 12th Armored Division, some of the more storied ones.
Yeah.
I understand you were involved in the defense of the castle, the Inner Castle?
In the castle?
Yeah.
Where was that at?
That was towards the end of the war, where Lieutenant Lee took a couple of tanks to defend a castle against the SS.
I don't know. I did so many things. I can't remember. I can't. I was there until I was there until Kufstein. Yeah. Well, I can't answer that because I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, did you ever get a chance when you were going across the Rhine? Of course, 12th was part of Patton's Third Army at the time. Mm. Were you part of that push?
Yeah.
And everyone I've talked to so far has an opinion about General Patton.
Yeah.
Tell me yours.
I can tell you. I can tell you all about General Patton. I think General Patton is one of the greatest leaders America ever had. I love the way you Patton now. These guys, they gave him the right name, Blood and Guts, and I loved him.
Great.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, where were you when you found out the war was over?
Kufstein.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And how did you get the news? Was it radio or runner? Or
No, the newspaper was there. First time we ever saw the newspaper was at Kufstein. They were all, I think they shot a picture of me and my buddies waiting for the guys coming out of the woods. They were surrendering, one to me, one to my buddy. They shot guys. Bill Funky might have one of them. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah.
Wow. Mm-hmm. Now, after the war was over, how long before you came back to the States?
Oh, I didn't have but, see, we had 65 points to get back, and I didn't have but 55 points. So I think I was still 10 months. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And so, after coming back to America, what did you do for a living after the Army?
I didn't do anything for a while. I went to work for Steers Roebuck after no, I didn't. You mean when I first came back? Hmm? When I first came back, I went back to my old job where I had before I left. That was Haley's Automobile in Washington. We had moved from Virginia to Washington before I left. And I job chasing auto points for Haley's Auto Company. So that's where I was working when I left there.
Okay. Is there anything that you'd like to add, talk about? Any stories or memories that you want to talk about?
Well, I got a lot of memories, but they are so twisted and tied up and memories should be good. I was proud of our Army. And they, I never can stop talking about Patton. But on that Rhine was one of our hottest points. After we got out of Worms, up in there, and a place where I first went in was a place called, they came up to Looneyville, a place called Looneyville, and picked us up and carried us down to meet the 17th. And I can't remember when I joined the 17th, but they brought us down from Looneyville to the 17th. I don't know where that was. Can't remember what place that was. But I remember they brought us from Looneyville to meet the 17th. And that's where I was with the 17th the rest of the way. Mm-hmm.
Well, sir, I want to thank you for taking the time to sit down and talk to me. It's,
And
again,
after the war, I can give you, it might be something of interest.
go ahead.
So after the war, when they got down to the point system, you know, I'd stay and make a point. And after I got enough points, and there was 4 other guys that had to do the same thing. I was 17, and they sent us to this outfit. Forgot the name of the place, and they put us on the train to Kansas, and we got off. We got to the point. They were supposed to meet us. So whoever was in charge was supposed to meet us. They never met us. They never met us, and but they had orders to meet us. And I don't know who they were, but they never met us. So we stayed there a week and nobody come. They stayed there a week and nobody come. We stayed about 4 days later and nobody come. So I told my buddies, I said, look, was another outfit coming through there, and they had a colonel with them, I think. And I walked up to the colonel, and I asked him, I said, I told him that we were supposed to have been met yet, but we didn't get meet. So he said, look, I told him I was thinking about going to see Ike, and he said, well, that's the best thing to do, so he can get it straightened out right away. So I talked to my other guys. See, I was the corporal, and I was in charge of these 4 guys. And so we caught the train. I had this thing in my memory about 2-3 months ago, but it's gone now, what place it was. But anyway, we caught that train there. We went to, I think it was in Frankfurt, Germany. I think it was Frankfurt. We went to Frankfurt, and that's where we met Ike. We went to the headquarters there, and first got there, they didn't know who we were, so they wouldn't let us in. So we was at that train station, so there was a hotel there. They said, you guys stay here, and the General Eisenhower told us guys can straighten these things out, and you have to wait here until I could be back. This was on Saturday when we got there. Eisenhower won't be back in office until Monday morning. So you guys be here Monday morning, and you'll be able to see General Eisenhower. He'll straighten it all out. So Monday morning they came back and got us, took us on over there, and we met General Eisenhower. General Eisenhower brought us in, sat us down, heard our story, and he explained. He said, "Well, I'm not surprised," and because I had the same problem. I had what was that black gentleman's name? Do you remember the black gentleman? They had one black general.
General Davis.
Davis. And what was the first name?
Benjamin.
Ben. Yeah, Ben. He said I had been down Davis, and a lot of my comrades chastises me, he said, because I associated with General Davis. And he said, I understand you probably had the same reason why they left you. So he brought us on there. He kept us 4 days with him. And the last day was on Saturday. He said, you can't get away from that now until Monday and I'll take you over and put you on. He gave us special orders, wrote them out, and he kept them. So I saved these orders and give them to you Monday morning. So he kept us at his headquarters. One with 2 cots in there. Three cots was there. So he sent staff out, and they brought another cot in, and put us all 4 up for overnight, and stayed there 2 days. And George told me that he had a ping pong table in his place, and we played ping pong. So I played ping pong with Del Light.
Wow.
He played with each of us. Yeah. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. That was my greatest thrill in the Army, playing ping pong with Del Light.
Wow.
He could play. Yeah, I was pretty good then too. He was good too.
Wow. Well, sir, I want to thank you for telling me that story, because I've actually heard 2 or 3 people say, get him, he's got to tell you this story, and finally we've got it on tape. So now we can store it in the computer and the historians can look at it.
Yeah.
I want to thank you for your time, sir.
Okay, I thank you. It was a pleasure. Yeah, Del Light was great.